All right, all right, all right. Yeah, little update. Gonna have my little radio station coming out 777. And that'll be radio 777. Expect that to come out soon. And it will be a 24-hour radio. It's gonna be conversation, um, all kind of topic. Like any kind of topic that people wants to talk about. It will be on the radio station. So, it's a lot of projects that I have coming out, and I must say that that I'm not just gonna be just a average regular YouTuber. I'm not. Pretty much I like to keep things fresh, keep things new. So, I mean, it's a big world out here beside YouTube, and I just think when it comes down to YouTube, I just think people just get it all twisted. They get it twisted when it come down to YouTube. Because see, you got to think sometimes, like when your parents, all of your parents, your grandparents were coming up, you got to think, you know, how that these people, actually put in real work. And some people think just making YouTube video, they so called giving out a message. They think that's going to change the world. But you know, in my book, action is going to change the world. Action is going to change this world. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the message and information, but I always say action is going to change the world. My grandfather, my uncles, and most of my family told me that, and I stuck with that. Action is going to change the world. So, but anyway, I just want to do that quick update, and we could get into the little brief conversation, because I see like some truthers, when they bring out their videos, it's the same thing when they come out with a video, but they take it and put it in different words in their video. But basically, when they come out with the video, it's just the same thing because they talks about mind control. Um, they talks about racism. They might say something about the Native America, the Native Indian, and the things that people say. See, but understand this right here. Understand this right here, and I tell this to anybody, no matter um what race, gender, whoever you hate. If you white, hate black, or if you black, hate white. So with that being said, what you hating, the people of opposite skin tone, skin, everybody had different shades of color of skin. So by you just hate the person by what color they are, so that's considered to be your enemy, and considered to be your enemy for life. Now we're dealing with racism, and we know that racism is not going to never end in the United States. And for one reason that it's not going to end in the United States, because when these people, when the individual, when they raise their kids up in life, So it start out knee high to they babies, they babies, newborn babies, till they get like 5, till they get like 6, 7, 8 years old. See, they raise their kids in their house like that. They raise their kids in their household like that. These kids are not, like born to hate. But see, you got to teach that to your kids. See, and once you teach that to your kids, you're going to continue on that legacy on forever. Because see, with that right there, you're going to carry that generation, 2 generations, 2 generations. And a lot of people, they need to understand that. So if you don't understand that, then you would never ever understand about racism. So when these individuals say something, and when people like to talks about the land and how the land got stolen, and like right now you got people are doing the paperwork and try to get their land back. See, it's just like this right here. The people, the enemy, or you might consider them to be the devil. Like whatever the case may be, you might consider them to be the devil. You might consider them to be the enemy, or you might consider them just to be a, well, let's say a-hole, asshole. And that these people are not going to change, and these people, they're not going to feel no kind of sympathy for you. They're not going to feel no passion for you. That's just the way the game go out here. That's just the way the game go. I mean, you could say that this country been colonized. You could say that this country been raped, tortured. People being enslaved, women got raped. For what you say that the baby's heads got kicked off. And all of that. But they still not gonna feel no kind of sympathy for you, and they're not gonna feel no kind of passion for you, because see, that's just the way the enemy think, or the one that you consider to be the enemy. See, this is like one part that I don't get, and this is like one part that I hate with people that don't put these. Or I could just say I hate when they don't put this part in the video. And this part would be, the so-called black on black crime. Now, when you see city like Detroit, Baltimore, Philly, Cleveland, East St. Louis, when you look at all of these cities, those cities for the most part are effed up. But people, they don't like to bring on this, because see, they continue to think that it's some kind of mind control. And people, they are aware of the crack era back in the 80s. People, they aware that, people know about that, that mind control system of that crack era. Or some of them might say that that they drop off drugs in the urban community, or in the so-called black urban community. So I would say with that, I would say that a lot of people should have got caught on to that. You should have got caught on to that message. You should have got caught on to that message, and you should have came out of that mind stage and that mind control. But see, people, they always leave that out. They just say racism. People, they like to bring up supremacy. These race hate group. But they leave that out, because when you look at it, and some people might say, well, that whites are killing black, and blah blah blah. Police killing blacks and blah blah blah. But they never say nothing about all of these black on black crime. They never say nothing about the 750 homicide in Chicago last year. They never say nothing about the 300 and something homicide in Baltimore. They never say nothing about the 200 homicide in Cleveland. See, they never say nothing about that. See, they can just take that and leave that out. So when you look at that, there is way more black on black crime than so-called white men or so-called white people killing black people. But people they do not say nothing about that, because you got to always leave that out, because they continue on to say that it's mind control. But no, there isn't no mind control right now, because see, these are the days of the information. Everybody has information now. Pretty much a lot of people have knowledge now. There isn't nothing out here in the society that is left out. It's really not, because everybody has information. Everybody have uh, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of these social media, Google, whatever that's your engine search. So it's information out here. Then you still got people out here that are teaching the message. So that just excuses what people like to say. I'm not saying that, okay, don't talk about racism and don't leave it out. But when you say something about something, you got to say something about all of that. You got to put everything on the table. No, don't just put out, like supremacy in the race hate group. Yeah, we understand that. We know there's some people like that out here. We understand these demons. We understand these devils out here of the race hate group. Even Black Life Matter. We know that, that's a bunch of BS right there, because we know that was by that Soros dude, Joe Soros. I can't never say the man name correct, but you know who I'm talking about. That billionaire Jew sponsored that. So the system gonna be, like what it is. But see, the thing what people got to do out here, and I'm speaking to all the people, all public people. You got to know how to empower yourself. If you don't know how to empower yourself, then you're gonna keep on being weak, and you're gonna keep on have sad, weak message. You're gonna continue to have weak message, and on top of that, at the same time, you still not really empower people. You not empower people talking about the system. This system been like this forever. I mean, it probably more. I mean, I know it don't got worse over the years, but the system always been the system. So, dealing with the system, and, the main program, what people like to talk about, the government, all of these things, what people like to talk about. See, all of that is not going to change itself. Then on top of that, you cannot say nothing about people that talks about chemtrail, because that chemtrail is very dangerous. It's very dangerous, and giving these kids autism. Kids are catching diseases. People are catching all kind of sinus problem. Because of those chemtrails. But it's not, no. I stress that out. It's not all about chemtrail, but you have to address that too. So so I'm going to have more and more of these videos, because not really say that some of these people are not intelligent, not really say that they are not smart, because they pretty much are. But when they give out the message is just the same thing over and over. And you still, for what you say and other individuals say, that people are not empowered themselves. Well, I just think that you're not empower yourself, because anytime when you see people say things about Alex Jones, when they say things about Neil deGrasse Tyson, Elon Musk, and all of these other types of people that have large audience of people, that come to their platform or their TV network, maybe a large YouTube channel. See, we know with that, well, I don't get into the people anyway. I know certain individuals they do, but me and Alan Jones, I might listen to One Saber Blue Moon. I might listen to Alan Jones, but other than that, that I'm not get on YouTube. I don't get on no network and just say that I'm gonna, turn on my TV or I'm going to YouTube and I'm gonna watch Alan Jones. That's not me. That's not where my energy at. See, when I see certain people out here, like waste their time talking about Alex Jones and these other people that have large audience and people that follow them. See, you unempower yourself. You disempower yourself because you feed your energy to Alex Jones and people that you do not agree with. So if you say Alex Jones is a asshole and you say Alex Jones is a piece of shit, then why tune into his um TV network? Why do you click on his YouTube channel? If you say that he's an asshole and if you say that he's a piece of shit. Now for me, I'm not calling I'm not calling Alex Jones an asshole. That's not what I'm saying. But other individuals say that. People with these YouTube channels say that he's an asshole. They say he's a piece of shit. But I'll make it clear I'm not calling that because I don't, I just don't get into the Alex Jones like that. I just don't. I just say Alex Jones, he do what he do. And that's it. He do what he do. Because I mean you still not gonna stop people for not liking who they like. People they're gonna tune in to who they want to tune in. They're gonna like who they want to like. People gonna love who they want to love. So you're not gonna stop that. And that's just the same thing with these like some of these like rock stars, some of these rappers, and you always got like the old rappers. They saying things about the new age rapper. They say, man, these rapper, man, they not talking about nothing, man. They talking about lean. They talking about banging hoes. They talking about banging bitches. Yeah, of course. This ain't no 1975. This ain't no 1978. So this world gonna be different, and people they still act like they don't understand that. I mean, I don't agree with that. They make a song about lean and banging hoes and banging bees, whatever. But it is what it is because, like I said, this whole world right now is built up on social media, entertainment. So that's like the vessel, and that's like the main blood vessel of this world right now: entertainment and social media. And pretty much that's what keep this world running right now: entertainment, social media. But does that mean do you have to tune into it if you don't like it? No, it does not. It does not. So that's why in America right now, that's why there isn't many free people right now. And that's why there is a lot of people out here that are still slaves, that are still slave minded. They stay stuck back in those days. They still stuck back in slavery days. They stay stuck back in 1700, back in the 1800, back in the 1500. No, you got to live for the future right now. I mean, I'm not saying that don't forget about history. I'm not saying that don't forget about slavery, but no, this is 2018. If anything that you do out here, you got to show your ancestors, you know, what can you do better? if the ancestor watching you right now, you got to show them, what can you do better and how can you prove yourself better? Because deep down inside, you know that your ancestors, they did not have a choice, but you have a choice right now. So that's what I do. And that's what I told people in my other video. That's what I do. I go around and help out people, help out the community. Put in some real work, not just making a YouTube video and just talking about the system for like 2 hours. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make no 2 hour video, talking about the system. If I could help out somebody, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm not gonna be that racist. Say that, okay, well, I hate this person. Well, you might, okay. Let's just take that back. You might just say that like the whole system is racist, injustice, like whatever that you want to call it. You might have say that about the system. But I cannot go around and just um, just be hating the individual. But it still got to be work, got to be done though. And see, this is like the main problem that I don't see. People are not doing the work. People that talks about racism and talks about how much that other people don't like them because they're racist, but they still like nobody doing nothing. That's just the way that I look at it. Maybe just it's just me being so military minded or something. I don't know what it is, but that's exactly what it is. People are not like stepping up their game. Like in a time like so-called black people get shot or something happen or by a police or something. It's got to be thousand videos or something. Or you see like so-called black people, throwing up signs, protest signs, marching. That's not going to cut the cake. It's really not. That's pretty what I think. Like what I think. I think. I mean, that's just me thinking, in my opinion. I think if something happened, unrighteous, injustice, you need to go see that person, personal. Yeah, personal. But that is what I think, though. I can't think for others. Then on top of that, when people talks about they land and stuff, you still don't have people. You still don't have people going out and doing that. You still don't have a lot of people going out and do that 1866 treaty. You don't have people doing that. Yeah, I mean, you got this like treaty like in uh Oklahoma and all of those treaties. People they're not doing their homework on that. I know plenty of people had got that land back, but people they don't put in that real work though. So, with that being said, so that's the difference between the people that are doers out here and people that are not doers. So it's a big difference between that. I mean, we can sit around on the internet, we can talk, we can have dialogue, we can say this, that, and the other. We can do that all day. But like what's gonna be done after the dialogue and what's gonna be done after the conversation? I mean, what's gonna be done after that? Because we do a whole lot of talking on this internet and talking blacks and whites, so-called blacks and so-called whites do a whole lot of talking. Yeah, we do. But enough on that part though. But like I was saying again, there's a big difference between a doer and somebody who's not doing. Cause we get tricked by this internet, and people just, think they're gonna talk their way out of the situation. That's what people think out here. But that's not gonna do no good, cause like I said, when you think about your grandma and your grandparents coming up, your parents, they had to go out there and put in real work. It was real work that they had to do to make it out here. It wasn't like none of all of this, this BS, this bullshit ass talking. It wasn't none of that. They had to go out there and put that real work in. Same thing when they have like let's say you have like the politician of your town, of your county. They still had to go out and put in real work. See, yeah, people they don't understand that. They got to come with all kind of words and say, well, you just need to do this, you just need to do that, and we gonna do this. And man, that crap started to be real irritating. It started to be real tired. It's really nerve wracking. It is. So, like I said again, like once again, in this whole society, this whole society out here, it's gonna take everybody to come together. You can't just say that, okay, well, it's gonna be like one side of the fence, and we so-called Mexican, or we so-called Native American, we gonna like do it like that. No, it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that way. It's not. Because like certain people, they're not gonna let it happen that way. They really not. I don't care if you want to just talk about separation. If you say that you want to separate the other side of the country, you want to separate some. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen that like that. It's really not. That'd be like way too easy. And something being real too easy in America, it's not gonna happen like that. It's not. But that's it. What I got to say about that, man. But definitely, like I said, like certain people and certain individuals, they don't like to do homework. But they will constantly criticize other people out here for the work they not doing. But I don't really get into all of that no more, because when I think about this society, when I think about this, the country itself, United States, and you can't see with people that like paying mortgage, paying taxes every year, paying for land and stuff like that. And we already know that, like buying a home, you really never gonna own it, because still you got to pay taxes every year. But we can only just live on this planet just to be comfortable. But you never gonna actually own anything. That just a way rigged up. But anyway, that's my broadcast for today. Um, yeah, Radio 777. We'll be coming out with a website, and I will be doing a lot of these. Going to be on podcasts. Um, yeah, so definitely, I'm gonna work again that 24 hours radio, because I'm really serious about things I want to really actually do. So yeah, but definitely. So it's gonna be like all day conversation, because that's something I think YouTube really need. Not really saying like YouTube like that, but if I do decide to put all these on YouTube, I want to be like all day conversation where people they can come and just dialogue. Instead of people just making videos going back and forth. Cause that crap getting really irritated. It starting to be nerve wracking when you see people that make videos